What's up, guys? It's your boy Bird. Welcome back to the Bird Wagon YouTube channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for joining us. Today I'm going to be talking about something that I've actually recorded several times and never posted it. And I decided to post it because I got some good insight recently, and I think I've got a few things that kind of challenge what people normally think. So in this video, I'm going to be going over IFAK stuff. I'm actually going to be asking you guys questions. So I'm going to be having you guys consider if you bought the right thing, if you're missing stuff, is it set up properly, and how can you better tailor that to fit your needs. So we're going to discuss some normal IFAK stuff just briefly. I'm going to try to keep this one pretty short, but we're going to go over another few things that I personally like to have with me. Those few things are, kind of specific to me, but I feel like a lot of people could get use out of it. And they're just things that I've found during my time that really helped me get through some stuff that maybe I couldn't get through if I did not have those. So we're going to talk about IFAKs and kind of specific ways that those should kind of be set up, and some things that some people will disagree with 100%. Some of you guys will say, you shouldn't carry that, blah, 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 whatever. And that's cool because we're going to talk about that. And then we're going to talk about some stuff that I don't think anybody really thinks about carrying. So without further ado, I'm going to pan the camera down onto the chest rig, and you guys are going to watch me break my stuff out and talk about why I have it and what it's for. All right, so how you see it is my current setup for the Onward Research Recce rig. I'll briefly go through that. It won't take but 30 seconds. Got a radio pouch over here with a 152 in it, two mags, and this is a monocle magnifier just for viewing stuff. Got my antenna routed up through here on some QD stuff on the radio itself. On the Research SIMP pouch, we've got a tourniquet stowed under there, as well as one stowed under this backside wing as well. And then this is just a typical standard issue USGI pouch. This one was an ACU, but I dyed it green just to kind of fit in better. This was a double M4 issued pouch that I have turned into an IFAK. And by turned into, I really just mean I stuffed IFAK stuff into it. So upon opening it, first thing you're going to notice that you might not see people doing, and you might not do yourself, is a Ziploc bag. So all my stuff is secured in a Ziploc bag that I've tried the best to get the air out of. This is just going to protect it from the elements and getting beat up, as well as having a place that you can stuff stuff back in quickly and throw this whole thing in your dump pouch if you need to go on the move. So we'll break into this first because this is the IFAK itself, right? So first thing we're going to have here is a pair of chest seals. So these are hyphen chest seals. They're the best ones. You can get these from North American Rescue. So one thing I want to make clear is these always need to be used in a pair. So if we're talking about specifically like a gunshot wound, you're going to have most likely an entrance through the chest or back and an exit through the back or chest. So if you repair one side and not the other side, you didn't really actually effectively do anything. So this video, I'm not going to explain how to use stuff, but how to have it, better ready. So two of these is good to go. If you needed another pair and you opened these carefully, you could also use some medical tape to tape down the wrappers themselves as chest seals. So two could be four. Next thing we've got here, couple things, quick clot. This is just stuff to get the blood stopping, right? Clot it up and shove this into wounds to stop bleeding. Easy stuff to have, cheap, take up no space. So I've got a couple quick clots. Next thing here, a lot of people probably don't have these. I think I have them because they weigh nothing. It's literally just rubber. And if you don't know how to use these, I don't suggest using it. Don't just start shoving shit in people's faces because it's probably not going to turn out well. But this is a nasal pharyngeal, just an MPG to free up some airway stuff. That's what this focuses on, is airway. Next thing is just a basic emergency trauma dressing. Wrap stuff up. You could also use it to stuff things, but really you're going to wrap stuff, put pressure on bleeds, whatever. So, and this can be used for other things as well, but that's its main purpose, is a trauma dressing. So that's the basic standard IFAK that you're going to see most places have, plus a tourniquet, which I have two here. So one a little bit exposed to elements, but still in good shape, still operational. And then one tucked behind the IFAK itself. Just so you guys can see, it's just another cat back there. Quick, easy access, doesn't take up space, and it doesn't make it uncomfortable, which is semi-important. And then in the Onward Research scent pouch, this is the scent pouch. This is where shit starts to get wild. So I'm gonna pull out one package, and I'm gonna pull out some shears, and I'm gonna pull out some gloves, and then one more mystery item. So it's important when working on medical things to always have gloves. You don't want to mix your blood with someone else's, harm them, harm yourself, whatever. And it is important to note, right? Like, these are an IFAK, so this is an individual first aid kit. So ideally, if you are injured, this is the stuff people are going to use on you, right? So you're more than welcome to use it on other people, but anyone you're training with should have their own IFAK so that you can use their materials on them. And then this can supplement that, right? So if they're missing something that I do have, I could use it. If I'm missing something that I need that they have, they can use theirs. But ideally, these are for individuals. So 2 sets of pairs just to kind of top it off. It's easy. They weigh nothing. Again, these are from North American Rescue. These are just some ones that a nurse recommended to me. They're like chem resistant and supposedly slash resistant. So I keep a couple sets of here. And alternative use for these is cleaning water. If you're out in the field and you need to decontaminate some water, gather some water, whatever, you have filthy hands, you might as well just glove up so that while you're treating the water, you're not adding any unnecessary bacteria into that. So a couple sets of gloves, good thing to have. You could have more. They weigh nothing. You can stuff them anywhere, put more in your pockets, whatever you need. And then this is kind of a boo-boo bag. You'll notice there's a decomp on here, but this is mostly just a boo-boo bag. I just stuffed the needle in here because I didn't want it exposed in this pouch. So this is one thing that I will warn you should not use unless you have proper training. So if you have one of these or a bunch of these, it's worth sticking on your person or an IFAK. That way, in case you or someone who does know how to use these is capable, can actually use this to save someone's life or someone else's life. The caveat to that, and what I hear a lot of people say, is don't carry it if you don't know how to use it. I'm of the mindset that I would argue you should carry it. It's an important tool to have when it's necessary, and they take up no space and no weight. So I know ounces equal pounds, but these weigh literally nothing, and they take up the space of a Sharpie. Everyone has bands like this on their kit somewhere sewn on, or elastic that they could literally just shove it in there if they wanted to. I keep mine with this pouch, just easy access. But if you don't know how to use these, I don't suggest doing it. It is complicated and you could definitely jack somebody up. If you do know how to use them, or even if someone on your crew knows how to use them, it's good to have extras just in case. Say your medic used one on someone else and now you need one. Well, he can pull yours off and use it on you. So that's kind of my thought there. And then this stuff, I've just got Ranger banded. It's just a Ziploc bag, and these Ranger bands, they're to keep stuff tight, but they can also be used just to retain things later. You can use these retain slings, retain extra tourniquets on your rifle or on your person. You can use them for a lot of stuff. So I keep a couple of Ranger bands handy, and that's an easy way to stow them. Then we'll break into this here. We're almost done, guys, so just hang in there. First thing I've got that you might not see very often is just some sanitizing wipes. So you'll see alcohol prep pads, stuff like that, and you buy those typically. This is just a life hack, right? If you fly United, they give you one of these every single time. Stash these if you're not going to use them. Keep them in your pockets. Go home, throw them in your IFAK, throw them on your kit. They're dirt cheap or free, and they have lots of uses. Again, cleaning your hands before you mess with water, cleaning your hands after you deal with blood or other bodily fluids. So airline wipes or any kind of barbecue restaurant or anything like that, just snag a couple of these. If you go to Buffalo Wild Wings, they have hundreds of these on the table. Literally just grab a handful and put them in your pocket. They don't care. So these are really important. Again, don't take up a lot of weight, don't take up a lot of space. I love having them. Next thing we'll talk about is liquid IVs. When you're out in the field and you're dehydrated, it's good to have some electrolytes and some salt ready. So a couple liquid IVs stashed in here to go along with your water. is perfect. I would only caution that you don't drink a bunch of these, right? Drink one with water and then chase it with more and more water. You don't want to oversalt yourself because you could cause other health concerns that would make it hard for your teammates to be able to help you and make it hard for you to be able to continue doing what you guys need to do. But super cheap. You can get them at gas stations. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them everywhere. Liquid IVs, solid thing to have. And it kind of works like almost in place of a IV bag, right? It's not the same thing, but that's kind of the idea. Get some salt in you, you're good to go. And then in here, I've got assorted Band-Aids and assorted medication. I'm not going to pull all of that out, but all this is I struggle with allergies in certain seasons. So I like to keep some Sudafed, some allergy pills, Tylenol, ibuprofen, things like that, because you may not be hurt, but you might have a headache. To relieve some discomfort is incredible. And then a thing that a lot of people miss with their IFAKs is, sure, you can treat a sucking chest wound or an arterial bleed, but you can't treat a splinter or a small scrape or cut. So just put some assorted Band-Aids in here. I actually need to fill this up a bit more because I've used some of these, but put some Band-Aids on you. They don't weigh anything. Again, I know I'm saying that a ton, but it really does matter. It takes up a lot. It has a lot of uses and doesn't take up a lot of space. Next thing I personally have never seen anybody carry these, but these have saved my life on more than one occasion when I was sucking out in the woods. These are AccuSoft Lid Scrub allergy version. So it's, again, just kind of a wipe. It's basically a hand sanitizer wipe, but it's allergy, like medicated. So you close your eyes, you rub this all around your eyelid, upper and under, and then in the cracks to your ducts, stuff like that. And this helps keeps allergens off of your face from getting into your eyes and just helps keep your eyes more clear. An added bonus is if you carry some allergy eye drops, that's also another great addition. So some allergy stuff. Again, this is kind of personal stuff that I deal with, is allergies, but everyone gets them eventually. So stuff like this, Sudafed, allergy meds, is just awesome to have, especially if you're going to be gone, for more than a couple hours. If you're going to be gone for days, even just camping or on the road with your kids, traveling, whatever you're doing, Band-Aids, Tylenol, ibuprofen, Sudafed, wipes, IVs, that kind of stuff I feel like is very important. So that covers it for the main stuff. I have I have two more things. So we'll talk about this first. Next thing is just a cutting tool. So you can buy cheap shears. Cheap shears work most of the time, although I wouldn't suggest it. You don't got to spend a ton of money. These are the Leatherman Raptor shears. These are gangster. I've had these going on 10 years now, and I've cut tons and tons and tons of stuff with them. They've got a glass breaker. They've got a ruler. They've got a little cutter, seatbelt cutter. They just have a bunch of stuff, but mainly they fold up into a really small footprint. Throw these in your pocket, keep them in here like I have mine stowed. These are absolutely important. You should not have an IFAK without shears, right? So if you have to cut off uniforms or other forms of clothing, straps, slings, if stuff gets tied up, this is just a good way to do it safely without putting a knife next to somebody's leg or arm or neck, God forbid. So pair of shears. The Leatherman Raptors are my favorite, but One Shear also makes a really good product, so check them out. But have some form of cutting. And then the last thing on our list is chapstick. So I know this probably comes across as weird, but think about it like this. If you are in cold environments or dry environments, your lips are going to chap, your knuckles are going to chap. So this helps keep your lips moisturized so you're not bleeding on your face, you're not getting tore up. Keeps you from licking your lips and losing water. And it also can help your knuckles in the freezing cold to not get tore up and scraped up. Your hands and your feet are some of the most important tools that you have in your toolbox. So treating your hands to where you can stay useful to you and your friends is very important. So I know that was kind of a quick rundown. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Just as a few quick notes, just constantly be thinking about, what do I don't have that would make my life better? What have I bought that seemed maybe unnecessary? What do I have that I don't know how to use? And what do I have that I do know how to use? Two very important questions. So I would urge you guys to take CPR classes, stop the bleed, any other civilian classes you can take. If you're military, sign up for TCCC, anything like that that you can take as well, just to further your experience and your knowledge to be able to help you or yourself or someone else or a loved one. It's honestly just, it's better than money, right? Wealth, knowledge is wealth. So teach yourself or be taught the things that you can't learn yourself. All this stuff to make your guys' life better and easier. This can be used daily for yourself. It can be used with children on long car trips. It can be used in the field, training, worst case scenario type stuff, whatever your kind of dreams are or things that you worry about. This can all be easily adapted. And it doesn't have to be in a chest rig. It can be in a fanny pack, it can be in a backpack, it can be in your center console, glove box, in the trunk. It can be on your person in a cargo pocket or around your ankle. All this stuff is easily accessible or free and easy to use or learn how to use. So I urge you guys to question your current level of training, see how you can make that better, and then take that next leap. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I enjoyed making it. If you want a further rundown on how to use some of this stuff, just let me know in the comments. I'm more than happy to go into detail. I'll get some nurses on here, some combat medics to kind of help explain that stuff better to you guys. I know there's a lot of content on IFAKs already, but it is really important, so I felt like this dead horse is worth beating. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time.